Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Wow, I'm throwing my Apple Pencil down. This is Betty, owner and creator of Betty's Custom Designs here on YouTube, Etsy, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. So I am just going to continue where we left off. So yesterday we finished creating this paper, this page, and this is one that I had been working on. I'm just not happy with it. I went in and tried to fill this, but as you can see, it's kind of icky looking. So what I done, look at there. I done this thing here, and that's not what I wanted to do, but that's okay. So what I did is I just kind of went in and with my paintbrush, I kind of drew an outline around it. I'm still not real happy with it. I'm actually going to hide that layer because I think there's something else that this page needs. I'm just not sure. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm just going to show you, walk you through what I do. It's, not really a tutorial. It's just more of a design with me type thing. And this particular collection will be in my Etsy store. Hopefully, I'm hoping by this evening. These are some of the papers here that will be in this collection. And for those of you that are watching, stay tuned because I am going to have a coupon code at the end of the video. It will not be printed anywhere. It'll just come across the screen. But the coupon code will be good for 50% off this particular kit since you guys have been with me and helped me do this particular kit. The other thing that I will do is I will make some ephemera to go with it. So let's go ahead and see what we can do about finishing this one. And again, I just really think that this needs something. And it's like I've said on the other videos, I really never know when a paper is done until I just look at it and I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. Sometimes, it takes me a few minutes to actually do a paper. And yeah, I've had some that I've done in just a matter of minutes. And then there's some that takes days, and it's just, you just never know. It's all personal preference. So keep that in mind too. And don't ever think that, when you're designing, when you come up, on like a designer's block or something, don't think for a minute that, that don't let it get you to the point that it stops you from designing. That's my biggest thing, because I have hit many roadblocks with my designs, and I'll just put it down. I'll just walk away from it. Okay, so I think I do want the clock here, but as you can see, this is a very white background. And so how do we get rid of that? Well, we're going to go over here and we are going, let me choose black, because remember when I'm using my clear pencil, and clear, you can look at it as an eraser, basically. It's just, to me, it's a little different than an eraser. It's just a little easier for me to use, but that's basically what it is. So black is where you're taking it off. So I've selected black. I'm going to go up here to the pencil and I'm going to select landscaper, and that's just the one that I prefer to use when I'm doing this kind of stuff. You can play around with the different brushes because there are so many amazing brushes in here, especially on the computer version of Photoshop. So I've got my landscaper brush, I've got my black color selected. I am going to bring the size down to about 98. That's good. I'm going to bring the opacity down to right at 70, somewhere along in there. And then I'm going to make sure that my, excuse me, on my brush settings, I'm going to make sure that the blend mode is in clear. Okay. And so what I'm going to do with it like that, I'm going to remove the white background, but still leave the black of the clock. And so that's where I'm just going to go in. So as you can see, I'm taking the white off of it, but I am pretty much leaving all of the black, and I'm going to leave that for now. Now I will take some of the black off too, because I kind of want this clock to look faded in or washed in, you know. I don't want the full clock showing. I want it to be just a little piece of it that shows. And so I'm really getting, you know, in some places I'll get every bit of the white off. Now the other thing I could have done is I could have changed the color of the, let's do that. Let me delete this layer real quick. Let me go back in. Let me add that, that clock back. Which one was it that I picked? Let's pick one. It doesn't matter. Let's do, see, decisions. Let's just go with that one. We're just going to go with that one again. Let me twist it a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to show you one other little thing that we could do. So I've done my bucket fill selection, and I'm going to take the little eyedropper tool here. I think I need to be in a layer. Let me go to my layers, and this is where I am selecting the property for the layers. This is where I can view my layers. I don't know if you guys can see this over here on the side. This is where I can view the layers, and then this one is where I can view the details. I don't need that. So I just have my layer selected. I am going to select the layer that has this image here on it. Then I'm going to get my eyedropper tool, and I'm going to bring this over, and let's get this color. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the layer where my clock is. I hope you guys can see this. So I've got back on the layer where the clock is. I'm just going to hide the layers again. I'm going to go up here, and I'm just going to fill. And as you can see, I don't like it. But let's just play around with it, and let's see what we do. So let's pick our paintbrush again. Let's go back to black. Remember, we have it set on clear at 98, and let's just see what this looks like. It may be something that we don't like, but then again, we may end up liking it. And that's the thing, just play with all of this. Don't, you know, don't let it get you, don't let it, I'm wondering if I've done it lighter, because I really do like it having the color. Let's try going a little lighter on the color. So I'm going back to my bucket. I'm going to my colors. Let's go back to the layer here. Let's pick the layer that has that image. Let's get our selection tool again. And like I said, you know, this is how I design. It's just, you never know. And I'm going to go with a lighter color purple. I'm going to select that clock again. I'm going to come over here. Yes. Okay, sorry. I'm going back to my paintbrush, going back to black. I'm going to hide my layers. So remember, we have it set to clear. We have the opacity at 70. My brush size is at 98. I have it set on black, and I am using the landscaper brush. Now let's go in. And so now we'll take some of that purple off, and I'm wondering, I may even reduce the opacity a little bit more. I'm just going to do this some. So the places that still have white, I could have went ahead and filled all of those in as purple. And I'm going to do that, maybe. Let me get my selection tool. There we go. paintbrush. So I'm just going to go in and fill those places in with purple. And then, you know, the thing is with this, if you hit a spot that you didn't want to do, you just hit that undo button. That undo button is my best friend. Well, Chelle is my best friend, but, you know, that undo button runs a close second there with my Chelle. Yeah, so Chelle is the Ramblin crafter. And her and Mr. Clint, they do some amazing work. And oh my God, the ink blenders that they do. Beautiful. Chelle also does the glue topper dangles. Yeah, I tried to do that. Nope. And as you see, I am turning the page just so that it makes it easier for me to work. That is the other thing I love about designing, you know, like on the iPad, is that I can just flip this any way I want to. Okay, so we have that clock covered in, so let's go back to our brush selector. Let's go back to the black, and everything is still the same as far as it's still on clear, it's still on 70% opacity, it's still at a 98 pixel size, and I just put it down to black. So now I'm going to zoom in, and let's start taking some of that down. And yes, I know it may seem silly that I went through the trouble of coloring this all in only to take so much of it off, but the little pieces that I do leave, I want that purple to kind of show. And, you know, again, this kind of stuff is personal preference. It all depends, and it honestly, it all depends on my mood when I'm designing the paper as to how I do it. I never know. I am so sorry. Hopefully they'll stop. If not, I'll pause the video. I never know when I get started. I'm sorry. I may have to pause. Yeah, I never know when I get started on a paper collection how it's going to end up. And most of the time I don't even have an idea for my papers. I just kind of sit down and start doing it. And the funny thing is I can, you know, look back through my papers and I can kind of judge my mood as to when I created it by looking at them. And I think that is just hilarious. Okay, so right in here, I'm just taking that all the way down. I think I'm going to take it all the way off on a couple other spots up here. I don't want it totally faded in, but I don't want this being the focal point. And I'm sorry, I don't know all of the technical terms. I have no idea. I'm just telling you what I know in redneck language and country girl language. You know, I know that in designing, there's like certain things that I heard something threes, and I don't know anything about that. So I'm just telling you what I can do. Okay, so I do like that. But I still think it's missing something. I'm just not sure what. So you guys are going to get the full Betty Renfro making up her mind type thing. Because this is, I have a hard time sometimes deciding until it's actually finished. Okay, let's try that. Let me do the layers. Let me bring it below that. I think it still needs to go below. I think I want it below that. No, I don't want it below that. Unless I bring it, okay, let's try this. Let's bring it below this. Let's select this layer. Let me hide some layers so that you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going through and hiding some layers. Let me unhide that one because I think we need to see that. Okay, so let me select the layer that is on top of the hotel burgundy thing. Let me go over here. I'm going to go back to my clear brush. Everything's still the same. And I'm just going to get rid of some of that layer just a little bit. Okay, now let me go back and let me unhide my images. Yes, okay. I'm liking that. I think I need to bring the color down on that just a little bit. So I just selected it. I don't know that I even want that one. Let me hide that one because I'm not sure that I want that one. I'm thinking that that may be too bright. Let's see if there's anything else we want to add. And like I said, this is how I do it. I just honestly never know. And it looks like my Dropbox wants to act like an idiot today, but that's okay because we can get around it. So let's see. I'm thinking, let me try this. Okay, let me hide this butterfly. What about, okay, let's take the brush. Let's work in this layer. Let me take some of the color down. I'm just getting rid of some of the color. You know what? I want to take some of the flower completely off, almost like I did with that clock. I want it to just kind of peek through just a little bit. Okay, yep, I'm liking this. I'm liking that. Okay, I still think it needs something. Okay, guys, this is my true designing here. This is how I do it. And of course, my Dropbox wants to act like an idiot today. And that's okay if it does, because we will figure out another way. Let me go to my photos and see if I have anything in there that I can. Just looking to see what I may have that might look good. Oh, this might work. I want the corset to show, but I want some of that. Okay. Now let's work in that layer and let's get back to my little paintbrush. Again, y'all know how I am. I don't like to see those hard lines. So I'm just getting rid of the hard lines. Okay, yep. Now I'm going to reduce the opacity even more down to about 50. And I'm going to get rid of some of that color. Not all of it, because I want you to be able to see some of it. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm loving that. Okay, let me just take a look and see if there's anything else I want to put. But I am thinking that that page is done. Maybe. That would like really tie some of the color in, wouldn't it? Let me do something. Okay, I'm going to go back over here to this layer where the flower is. I'm going to select it. I'm going to move it a little bit. I'm going to go to where the corset layer is. I'm going to move it a little bit, maybe a lot of it. I am going to go back to where that book cover is, and I'm going to move it. Okay. Oh my God. Sorry, I paused the video for a moment. Okay, so I am working in the layer that has this book cover here. And I'm just going, let me go back up to 70% opacity because I need to get rid of the edges. And I don't know if you've seen it, but this page just took a totally different direction in just a matter of minutes. I had it one way and I thought I was, so close to being done. I just needed to add one or two little things. And then boom, all of a sudden, I went a totally different direction. And that's how I do. Alrighty. So let me just finish getting rid of the lines. Now I'm going to reduce the opacity down to about 50. And again, I just want to get rid of some of that. I do want some of this color to show. Ooh, I like the numbers down there. So I'm just going to take some of it out, not all of it. Again, I mean, I don't know that I want it to be I'm not sure where I'm at on that, but I don't want all of it showing. Let's take a little more out right through here. Yep, okay. I'm liking it. Okay, I think I'm going to call this page done. So let me go ahead and export this. I'm going to do it as a JPEG. I want to save the image. Okay, and then I do need to go back over to, I believe it's this one, and save this as a JPEG. Okay, and then this is where, I tell you how I do Canva and Photoshop interchangeably. This is how I, because this is where I kind of put my paper collections together. I am missing a paper that's, let me see what I have in here in Photoshop to see which one I may be missing. Okay, so I've done those two. I've seen that one in there. Maybe I'm not missing any. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8 so far. So let's see what I have in Canva. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am missing one. So let me just go over here to Photoshop and let me just export several of them. Let me just go ahead and export them all so that I know that I have them. And that's all I'm going to do. I know some of these I have, but I'm just going to do it for my peace of mind. And that way I don't have to stress. And then I will go through, maybe not in this morning's video, but I will go through and make some of these into journal pages where, you know, I take out most of the image and add something that you can actually draw on, you know, write on, draw on, that kind of thing. I will do that. That will probably be tomorrow's video. Okay, so now let's go through here and let's go to Upload Media, Photo Library. And I'm actually just going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is there one I'm missing? 8. Is that it? Let's see. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we have in here and what we don't have. Okay, so we don't have this page. So let's go ahead and size it. Let's go to add a page. Okay, so we have the bingo page. We have, do we have that page? Yes, we have that page. We have that page. We have that page. No, we don't have that one because that's the one we just did. So there's that one. Okay. And now we have this one. We just put that one in there. And then we have this one. Okay, it may actually be 7 because this was the one, yeah, this was the one that I was working on that I changed so much. Okay, so there we go. This is my the main part of my kit. I will be doing some, Lord help me, some added touches to it, and I will show you guys how I do the like make it into journal pages in tomorrow's video. But for now, I'm just going to call that a wrap. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I do appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. It definitely helps me out. Go over and visit my Etsy store. I do have lots and lots of coffee dyed papers, envelopes. I have embellishments. I have the digital stuff. I am having a big sale right now through Friday, June the 4th, I think it is, because I'm right at 1,000 Etsy sales. And then the other thing I'm doing is as soon as I get to 500 likes on my YouTube channel, or 500 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway for one of my envelope journals. So make sure you get your buddies on over here, subscribe, like, do whatever. Help me out, guys. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I do appreciate every one of your comments. I try to go through and at least hit heart or like, showing, you know, that I have read them. I appreciate it more than you know. I definitely do not see myself as a designer or anybody that has any knowledge of stuff. I'm just trying to tell you guys in a language that I understand and what works for me, and trying to go through the different things that I had questions on when I started using Photoshop. So all of your nice comments are so appreciated. Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys.